Hello friends, I made this for. My name is Lauren. Grab your water or whatever beverage you have handy because it's time for another Oracle deck review. I know, I just did a deck review of a tarot deck, but this is different. This is Oracle. So if you like what I have to say about this Oracle deck, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone you love, hate, or lust after, because this is an indie, super indie deck. And of course, we love to support a good indie deck here. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, hello. Thanks. Thanks for coming back. I have abandonment issues, so you're great. Just kidding. I have other issues. Not abandonment, though. All right, so let us begin, because it's called Begin. This Oracle deck is one that I found off of Etsy and celebrated something a few months ago by buying this deck for myself. As you know, I'm not really big on Oracle decks, so I really have to be intrigued by something to actually buy an Oracle deck. Whereas tarot decks, I kind of have a little threshold. If I see it and I think it's cool, I'm probably not going to think very hard on it. I'm probably going to just snag that shit because I love collecting tarot decks over Oracle decks. So this was definitely one that had to earn my trust by looking at it online, seeing pictures, reading reviews, and so I decided to purchase. Now, before I get in, I do want to give a shout out to the creator, Stacy Jane. This is the back of the box. It is a large box. These are large cards, just so you know. And so it is a large box. I'll put the box on right so it is the top on right. But yeah, a littlemagic.shop.com. If you want to check out this for yourself, Begin is a 72 card Oracle deck created with love. Thank you for being here and using this divination deck. So this is a really interesting deck. And if you've been here before, you know that I have a thing about when the handbooks don't fit into the box. I did not realize that this would be the handbook. Oh, it's definitely like a magazine. It has a saddle stitch, glossy pages, lots of information, including some spread ideas. Let's see. A little thank you in the back with some drawings. We love to see it. Yeah, some more a sample reading of how to use this dialogue. There's a lot of options here. And of course, for me personally, I'm a very simple bitch. I don't like using all sorts of, you know, different spreads and fancy, like, Celtic Cross, sorry, and other stuff. It's not really for me, but if you are into this, here you go. It's for you, not for me. I'm not a spreads fan. I'd much rather just pick a card and dive into it. I didn't expect the book to be filled with so much information, and the information really varies quite a bit card to card. So it comes, almost all of them, I think all of them, come with an affirmation, some daily meditative expanded use, some words right at the top that are kind of like keywords. So for catching blossoms, persistence, careful, indulgence, close by, sensual, content, and ease. But it also comes with a bunch of other information, such as season, Catching blossoms is spring, astrological association, Taurus and Venus, Card association, 43 spring, so it associated with another card in the deck. Herbal allies, but not every one of these cards has that. So for example, that was number 13, Catching Blossoms. Number 12 is just simply astrological association, Eris, and card association, 67 Secret. So yeah, it kind of just depends on the card, what is associated, what kind of is connected to it. A lot of content went into this book, folks. A lot of heart, love, dedication, because there's a lot in here. There's a lot of content in here. I was actually using this for a while with my daily yoga practice, so pulling a card either before or after. And really, my big focus is not so much the big thing, because that, for me, is overwhelming. But the words associated in this one doesn't have a affirmation. Hive does not have an affirmation. Interesting. But I would do the words directly underneath, kind of these key phrases, and the affirmation as far as my focus. Now, this is not something that bothers me, but my husband noticed that there is some misspellings in this book. And of course, I'm going to say it again. I don't give a fuck. I don't even notice. I don't notice ever, because I also can't spell to save my fucking life. But I do kind of feel like things could have been condensed, just so that this artist, this creator, could have sized down, because this is a hefty book. Sized it down to kind of maybe save money on production for themselves, but also have more time to perhaps edit, so that people who are bothered by that wouldn't have that or whatever. But it's hard to say. As a creator myself, I understand we all have our own vision. We all have our own, we know what we want in the art that we produce, right? So, for example, Seed has a prompt, and that's really cool. That's a really great thing. Giving a prompt, not all of them do, but I think it's really interesting that there are some prompts. I just think the daily meditation and expanded use that really takes up the majority of these pages is almost so much that it's hard to take in for these cards. And that's not a slight against the creator. Again, everyone wants to create and make their own thing their own way. I just think, I wonder how this could have been easier on the creator, but ease is not always what we are here for. Sometimes you just want to do whatever the fuck you want, and I respect the hustle, honey. This is a fucking book that you put together. Very, very good. So this is the table of contents. And there is an explanation of the introduction, how to kind of use this deck, why it's called the name that it is, how to choose a spread, interpreting the cards, getting to know the deck, symbols, archetypes. There's so much information in this book, in this magazine of a book that has everything about these cards. So it's great. It's beautiful. And this is actually one of the cards in the deck. This is one of the images. But with that said, it's just a very intense book. I appreciate the love and time that went into it, but I do think it could have just been consolidated. That's my feedback. As a creator myself, I don't like to tell creators how to do their stuff. But just a thought, just something to think about. By the way, this is in my shop, babies. The Big Feelings coloring book is out. I'm going to be sending out copies this week. And this is a Big Feelings shirt that is on my website, link in my link tree that is down below. There's all sorts of designs, t-shirts, and things that you can get this design on, like different colors, different sizes, all the things, including a bag that has the design Ode to the Feelers without the big feelings on it. So if you want to support me as an artist, go ahead and do that and support your local artists. Let's actually spend some time looking at the actual fucking deck, though, because it's been 10 minutes and we want to actually talk about the deck. First of all, that's really good. I like the seal that this has on. It's not so tight that it feels like it's going, you can't get it off, but it also has a, you know, with the cards in there, it'll fall open, which I think is a good thing. And of course, I love the details on the side. Love the front. Before I get into it, I do want to share that this artist did send some stickers in the package, including this was a sticker, but with it's holographic and it's on my computer, and I love it. It's a really, I love that design. So let's get into it. This is what the back of the cards look like. Back of the cards, and let's see what 3 just fell out. So we have the sun in eclipse. So all the letters are, all the things are numbered. I think this is just eclipse, but because it's the last card. You know what? I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look in this book. No, it's not. I thought it was 72. It's 57. What is this card? Don't judge me. You know I'm not going to edit this. Don't let in. No, that's 42. I'm literally the worst. The sun in eclipse. Okay, it was right. That is what this card is. Just wanted to make sure. I'm not editing any of this. I'm so sorry. So yeah. Love that. Seed. This is an interesting deck. So I was really interested because there's a mix of collage with drawn elements, and I'm really big into mix your shit, make it interesting. Health. I actually really love this design for health. I'm not a huge fan of every card, though, and of course that's to be expected with any deck. Rebirth I've gotten too many times and I'm tired of it. No, it's fine. It's great. I just am not a huge fan of some of the drawings, but I love spring. So it's a mix. It's a mix. Let go. I like it. I like it a lot. Death. I love death. Very simple, very like straightforward. There's a drawn element to this person hanging upside down in front of a image of skulls. Guides. I actually like this one quite a bit too. Cave. So yeah, this is the eclectic vibe that you get from this deck. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted this deck was because I like that it's just very straightforward with some words. And actually, I've been using this deck to pull for our theme on Patreon lately because I use a word of the month as our theme to kind of explore. And so this month is Illuminate, and I got Illuminate from one of these cards. So yeah, it's definitely been helping me. It's a deck that is straightforward enough that I feel like I can look at these cards and use my imagination on some of them to kind of like figure out what I want, but then I do pull out the book. It's certainly not a deck that I would use to read for others because it's a little hard to understand for every single card. Like camouflage, I don't really understand unless I read the description of it. Release. Got it. Great. I see where you're going here. But it's kind of just hard to tell. And I think that's the way I feel with most Oracle decks, is it's just kind of hard for me to decide whether or not I really like this one. I'm really a fan of this one, but it's hard for me to get a feel for them all the time because I love reading tarot. I know what to expect with tarot. I know what tarot is trying to say to me. Not so much here. It can be a little bit more vague. And that's okay. That's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Follow it. Yes, baby. But it's just something to be aware of, that this might not be an easy deck for everyone to read. I do love the drawn elements with the collage, and that, again, that's why I got it. I love that combination. I don't see that combination enough. It gives it a really esoteric, playful feel, and I love that. I think it's really interesting. But yeah, the more I work with it, the more it can be really hard for me to understand the messages that it's trying to give me with some of these cards, because things are just hella esoteric. Hella. But there's a lot of intention that went into this project, into this piece. I can't say that enough. Like, when you look at the descriptions and you look at these cards, you can tell that this person was really, this artist is pouring out their whole fucking heart, saying it with their chest, what they're trying to share. So it's not to hate on this creator at all. I think if you are big into Oracle decks and you're looking for something a little different, you're looking for something that can, like, no one's gonna have this deck at an event if you're like reading for folks and things like that. This is a very original deck. If you're looking to do some divination and really pull into your intuition more, I think this deck is really about it. But on that same note, it's heady, and so it's not for everyone. So would I recommend it? Only if you really resonate with how it's illustrated, with how it looks. Look at these cards. Oh, here it is. The Garden. That's the book cover. If you are seeing these cards, this deck, and you resonate, I would say get it. Support this artist. This artist is so mindful and so thoughtful in the creation of this deck. But if you don't resonate with the images, baby, there's so many Oracle decks out there. This is not a have to have. This is more of resonate with it and get it, because you're not going to find another deck quite like this. And there's something really special about that. So yeah, those are my thoughts around this deck. Let's just do a quickie. Yes. Yes. So yeah, there you are. There you have it. Some of the art from this beautiful deck. Love when collage is used differently instead of just looking like everything else. Love how there is the drawn elements. It's a huge deck too, so it's gonna. It's hard to just kind of shuffle like this, like I usually do. I'm a this kind of shuffler. And it's a big ass deck, y'all. It's not, the faint of heart are not here for it. So yeah, let me pull a card before this video is up so that you can check it out. Let's see, what's a good collective card for all of us here with me or watching, you know, whenever you see this, friend? Rise Up. I actually really like this card. I'm not gonna like read the description to you. You can do it yourself. Support your local artists, y'all. And yeah, if you want to join my Patreon, which again, this next month, I'll give you a little hint. Next month is Clarity, and I pulled the Clarity card when kind of sitting and just trying to tap into, okay, what should our focus, our word, our theme of the month be on Patreon? And I use this deck and have been using this deck. So I like it. I like the deck. It is a little tough for me because it's so esoteric. And the book is so intense with the information. But if that's something that you love, get this book. Support this creator. Once again, let me say it. alittlemagicshop.com. Or go to Etsy and put in the Begin Oracle deck. Support this artist and what they do. Not a bad Oracle deck to add to your collection. Make sure to check out all the links down below, including I have like I said, a Patreon. I have a shop where you can get this bum boy. And of course, a podcast if you want more content of me talking but not looking at my fucking face. I talk to artists with spiritual practices because what inspires us artistically is what fuels us spiritually, and sometimes the other way around. And this might be an artist I would love to connect with and share with on the podcast, because I would love to pick their brain. What inspired this? And like, I know it probably says it somewhere in here, but I want to know the story. I want to be told the story. Anyhoozle, thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to drink some water, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.